crown center, the top of the head, is perhaps the most important, together with our basic center, the sacred flower, the most important center for a woman. This is why she wore, for so many centuries, a cloak over her head to protect herself from not just the dust or people's eyes, or that she had to cover her beauty or hair. It's to protect her from the energies, the vibrations. Now, when you arrive at the consciousness of the crown center in an integrated way, which means you have solidly anchored yourself in your lower bodies, in the knowledge of your body and the knowledge of yourself, without the veils of illusion, when you have already prepared the vessel through the heart center, but basically through the throat, the emptiness and sensitivity that it represents, when you have owned your power from the heart and also as a visionary, and you know discernment, how to distinguish what is real from unreal. At that point, you are really fulfilled. There's one more step. Giving all of that up, offering it into what we call the High Priestess. At that point, this offering requires you to become the empty vessel. In the East, it's called the hollow bamboo. It's the vessel through which existence can play through you. Only for us, existence has a name, and that is your own divine presence. In connection with your guides, in connection with yourself, your own divine presence. So you don't ever surrender to anyone. You surrender to absolute, infinite beingness. A state of truth, a state of absolute love. And that surrender, that giving, that offering of yourself allows you to receive exactly what is appropriate. Now, let's make the analogy between an empty vessel, a mechanical vessel, where you pour things through, and let's say you pour water through a funnel, and it waters, it brings a whole irrigation system, let's say. My analogy's not so good, but it irrigates, okay? It spreads. The difference with a woman, and this is only woman, is that her vessel has been prepared and she is present. The High Priestess in the old times was totally, totally, totally present, here and now. Not activating her senses, but able to if she needed to. In total serenity and poise, aware of 360 degrees around her, she was the pillar, the guardian of truth, of life, her children, her husband, family, humanity, the temple. She was the guardian of life. She is the guardian of life, if she knows how to use her powers in service. This is why the crown center always represents service. Opening yourself up to allow the current from your own presence with your purpose of life to serve the whole, the plan. This is basically what the priestess serves, the function she serves, and this is basically what every woman today, modern priestesshood, is in any profession whatsoever. You do your thing, you have your profession, you have your interest, you have your passion, you have your family, you have the things that you delight in, but you're connected. You're connected to that voice inside and to that flow, that tremendous downpour of grace that comes through you that awakens all your senses and lets you know what is appropriate at the moment. Now, this kind of receptivity doesn't necessarily trigger action. The action is triggered when it flows down through the other centers and you take appropriate measures, you take appropriate actions. So it is basically a posture of silence and your influence. And here's where it is so important what we're doing in the Feminine Mystery School. Your influence over everything that surrounds you is tremendously strong, forceful, impactful. And this is an influence of light. And you bring grace wherever you are, silently, without doing anything. So this is a posture that we're going to adopt today here as a little practice, walking in a big circle. But that it is a posture of your everyday activity. Whenever you remember, I am a divine vehicle. But that divine vehicle is not a nothing. In its nothingness is everythingness. And also your particularity, your individuality, your uniqueness, your singular note. We call it the moon walk because the moon reflects. The moon is empty. It reflects, absorbs, and reflects the light of the sun, the source, and it becomes silvery, and it gives off a cool light. Remember, this is always your mission. It is your nature. And the greatest fulfillment comes through it, because remember, it activates all the other centers. So whatever your mission in life is, becomes clear, filled with energy from your own divine presence. That is the crown center. That is who and what you are, woman.